Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are all really well, and today's video is going to be a 21-week pregnancy update. I say it's going to be a 21-week pregnancy update. I haven't done one for a few weeks, so it's kind of like a few weeks mashed into one, but today I am 21 weeks pregnant when I'm actually 21 weeks and 3 days, which is very exciting. I feel bigger than ever today. I know that I'm going to feel big every day, but I just feel like I can feel like a baby there. You know, for a while it kind of just feels like a big squishy doughy thing. It's very hard today and yeah, restrictive. I'm out of breath and I've got heartburn. But yeah, I thought I would give you a little update of what's been going on the last few weeks, how I've been feeling, my symptoms. So how have I been feeling? I've been feeling quite emotional over the last few weeks. I definitely feel like I'm on the corona coaster. I haven't quite come off of it yet, as like most people. I think I've been dealing with it all really well up until the last few weeks. I've had some really testing days with Harry where he just doesn't really want to do the schoolwork, and then I feel guilty because he's not doing it, and then even when he's not doing it he's bored, and yeah, it's just like, that's just like a whole nother video. But yeah, that's been making things a little bit harder, so then I in turn have been feeling more emotional and more guilty. But other than that, I've been feeling okay, considering. I'm definitely missing friends and family now. I feel like it's really weird that so many of my friends haven't seen me, or even my dad hasn't seen me pregnant, and then we're going to come out of this lockdown and I'm going to be really pregnant. It's just going to be so weird, but I can't really complain. We're all fit and healthy, and that is the main thing. I'm really breathless, so even filming this video I feel like is a real hardship. Really breathless, which I know is super common. I just don't really remember being like that with Harry so soon. Really breathless. I'm getting really bad heartburn, which I had really badly with Harry as well. If you're a first time mum watching this, please do not think you are going to have a baby covered in hair, because you're not. It's such an old wives' tale. Like, you don't get heartburn because your baby is hairy. I don't actually know why you get it. It's something to do with positioning, I think. I don't really know, but all I know is it's horrible, it's really burning. I've got it right now. I can feel it like bubbling up here, like from about half an hour after I eat, and then I just need to down all the Gaviscon. I really need to get a prescription from my GP or midwife or whoever, because I'm spending so much money on Gaviscon and I'm running out, and like not really wanting to go to the shops. So I need to get a prescription, but I just feel silly at the moment ringing up because it's not an emergency. Other symptoms, I guess it's not a symptom, but obviously my body's changing. I'm definitely a lot bigger than I was with Harry, a lot more curvy. I feel like with Harry I was just bump and that was it, whereas this time I'm feeling like I've got love handles, my thighs are huge, my butt's huge. I'm struggling to dress. Oh, my other really horrible symptom, which I again had with Harry, is sciatica. This time it feels really different. With Harry, when I had it, it was like immediate sciatica straight away. So I had that electric shock pain in my coccyx, all down my bum and down one leg, and it was unbearable. I went to an osteopath who was amazing, and it was solved within the first session. I didn't really get it again until he was born, and he kind of dislodged my coccyx basically. He basically fractured my coccyx when he came out, and yeah, it was absolute agony. So I was expecting to have some problems this time with my coccyx, and I'm definitely having that. Instead of having the full-on electric shock sciatica pain straight away, so when I go for a walk, my coccyx feels like it's like doing this, like it's just like squeezing itself together and like kind of like rubbing on itself. I don't know if that's really what it's doing, but that's what it feels like. It's like it tenses up really tight until I finish my walk, and this could be a short walk or a long walk, and then when I get home I can barely sit on my bum. I've had to take paracetamol, which I don't really like doing in pregnancy. I'm more of a just kind of go with it. I don't really like taking a lot of pain relief until labour, that is. So yeah, that's been pretty painful. But I do think that the lockdown's helping it a little bit, because when I had it before, I was working full-time and moving around a lot. So I think that was making it a lot worse, and why I had that really intense pain, whereas this time I'm obviously relaxing a lot more. So it's getting time to kind of relax in between the pain, if that makes sense. So I'm not really getting it as intense as I had it before. But I really need to see if I am able to see an osteopath at some point, hopefully, because I think it's going to get worse, and I don't want to have like, I don't want to make it worse by leaving it. I'd rather get it seen to if I can, but obviously I don't know. Let me know if you're pregnant and you've seen an osteopath or a chiropractor during this lockdown, or if it's just like totally off limits, because I have no idea. So I think that's it really for symptoms. My boobs are also just growing by the minute, which is weird. Again, I didn't really have really big boobs with Harry. They definitely grew. This time they're just like humongous, and all my friends, every time I send a picture of myself, they're like, oh my god, your boobs, because I'm just the one out of all of us with no boobs really. So of course I went for my scan, so I thought I would show you these scan pictures. Look. It was so cute. And of course we found out the gender. If you don't know the gender, I'm going to pop a little clip up now. It was so fun filming that. A lot of people asked me how I managed to like logistically do it. So basically I had my scan in another town. So our town where I live at the moment, their scanning department isn't in use, so they're sending everyone to another town. So it was a little bit of a faff, had to go to another town. I was a bit nervous going to a hospital I didn't know, but it was actually really nice, and I knew one of the nurses there, and she did my whooping cough injection, and we had like a little catch up, which was nice. It was very daunting though, I'm not gonna lie. If you're watching this and you're yet to go for your scan alone and during this time, it was daunting. I got to the waiting room and there was a couple of women crying. I don't obviously know why they were crying. They might have had their own personal reasons. I did overhear one of them saying she was just really nervous and didn't want to be on her own. So they let a maternity midwife go in with her while she had her scan, which I thought was really nice for her. So yeah, it was a bit weird. Obviously no one really looked at each other. Everyone had like masks on, or they were just kind of like standing quite far apart, as they should do. And then yeah, you go in for your scan. My sonographer was so nice, and she spent a really long time on the scan and went through every body part with me. We got to see his little face, and yeah, it was really nice. I didn't like come out feeling like awful or anything like that. I would say though, if you are looking to get your gender written down for you, or you're wanting a particular thing, like wanting to FaceTime your partner whilst you're there, then I would ring up in advance the department you're going to and check what their policy is at the moment, because a lot of people I know have been disappointed. So you might not be able to FaceTime, you might not be able to record, and they might not be able to write it down. But I do think a lot of them are being quite accommodating, but I would ring ahead so that you're not kind of unprepared for what's going to happen. So I checked with my friend that was working there, and she said that they would definitely write it down, which they did. So I looked away when she went down below, and she wrote down the sex on a piece of paper that I took with me, put it in an envelope that I took. And then the reason I was able to get a balloon and like sorted quite quickly is because my sister and my brother-in-law own an events company and a balloon shop. So they have been running from home at the moment doing deliveries, so I managed to get the envelope to them, and then my brother-in-law was trusted with knowing the sex before everyone else, and he filled up the balloon, and then they brought it to our house. They stood at the end of our garden so that we had someone to film it and they could be there as well, and then we did it in our garden, and then they left straight away. It was really difficult not to hug them after we found out, though. My sister was in absolute bits. She always cries, it's really cute. But yeah, she was crying, and it was just really weird not to be able to cuddle them, but it was a really nice way to be able to share it with them. So I would say if you have a local balloon company, which I'm sure you do in your town or wherever you are, then I would try giving them a call and seeing if they're still running like my sister is, because I'm sure they will help you out if you are, whether it's dropping the envelope off and then waiting for them to sort the balloon out, I don't know. Or I did suggest this to somebody else who said that she couldn't find a balloon company. You could order all of the bits yourself, and then order blue and pink, and then you could give the envelope to somebody that you trust, like a neighbour or somebody that you don't mind knowing the sex before you, getting them to fill it up and then doing it, and then you could film it and then share it with everyone, which is kind of what we did. So I think that's kind of everything I wanted to update you on. I have a consultant appointment in a couple of weeks time, or like 10 days time, because I have had an ectopic surgery. I had an emergency laparoscopy, I think you call it. So I had like an emergency split straight across my stomach. So basically they need to check the scarring and check my stomach. I also had 2 hernias in the same place, so they need to make sure that I will be okay for a natural birth. I don't really have a preference, if I'm honest. I would probably lean more towards having a natural birth because I didn't enjoy it with Harry, and I'd kind of like to do it again and enjoy it a bit more this time. I've downloaded the Positive Birth Mamas training thing. Anyone else got serious baby brain? That is another symptom right now. I just find I start a sentence then I can't finish it. But anyway, I'm quite interested in hypnobirthing, so I think I would like to give it a go this time. But obviously if the consultant says I can't have a natural birth, then that is just the way it will be. So yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to discuss. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this just because I think it's the cutest thing ever, and I feel like if you can get your hands on some material, then this would probably be really easy to make. But my friend's mum has been making face masks for when we are able to go out and we have to use them. It's got a little gap in it as well, so you can add an extra layer. So I think they've been using kitchen roll or something like that. My glasses steam up every time I put it on, so if anyone's got any advice. I love it. I think it's so good. Just thought that that was cool, and I was thinking like this would be quite good to take in a hospital bag if you are expecting your baby maybe a bit sooner than I am. I don't know if we'll still be wearing these by then, but I know that obviously we will probably be wearing these for the next couple of months, so something like this in your hospital bag would probably be quite good, and you can wash it as well, which you obviously need to be able to do. So I think that's everything in this video that I wanted to update you on. I'm pretty sure that there's probably something I wanted to say that I haven't said, but I can't think of anything else. So yeah, as usual, I would love to hear from you if you're pregnant too. So many of you over on Instagram have been messaging me saying you're due around the same time and you're really excited, or some of you are like literally telling me that you've just had a positive test, which I think's like really private, but you're telling me, and I feel very privileged. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, my username over there is Lucie and the Bump, and that's Lucie with an IE. So I would love to have you over there if you're not already following me. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.